As Southern California prepared for the holidays, a violent plot was quietly unfolding beneath the festive surface. On December 15, 2025, federal officials announced they had stopped a major terrorist attack planned for New Year's Eve. The plot aimed to strike multiple locations at midnight, turning celebration into tragedy. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi called it a massive and horrific plot, confirming the threat was both credible and imminent. The investigation and arrests prevented what could have been a devastating event for families and first responders. Details revealed a well-organized group with specific targets, a clear timeline, and the means to carry out their mission. Their goal: a violent statement against the government and corporate America, timed for maximum impact. The news was a stark reminder of the ongoing threat of domestic terrorism and the unseen work of law enforcement. This is the story of a disaster that didn't happen, thanks to the dedication and quick action of multiple agencies. Their efforts ensured New Year's Eve would remain a time for celebration, not mourning. The averted attack is a powerful example of the vigilance required to protect our communities from violence and terror. The group behind the plot was the Turtle Island Liberation Front, a dangerous extremist organization with a volatile mix of far-left, anti-government, and anti-capitalist beliefs. Their ideology also included strong pro-Palestine views and an anti-colonization stance, reflected in their name. Within this movement, a more radical cell emerged, the Order of the Black Lotus, responsible for the New Year's Eve plot. This cell was committed to violent action, believing liberation required terror and destruction. They used social media to spread their message and advocate for attacks on U.S. officials and institutions. Investigators tracked their digital footprint, gaining crucial insight into their intentions. The group saw modern society as something to be destroyed and rebuilt in their radical vision. Their echo chamber of anti-capitalism and revolutionary zeal fueled their commitment to violence. For the Order of the Black Lotus, talk was over. They were ready to act, regardless of the cost in human life. Understanding their ideology explains their choice of targets and their determination. Their belief system justified destruction as a step toward their version of a better world. The group called their plan Operation Midnight Sun, aiming for maximum psychological impact. They scheduled coordinated bombings at midnight on New Year's Eve, turning a moment of joy into terror. The primary targets: 5 major logistics centers in Los Angeles and Orange counties, symbols of the capitalist system they opposed. By attacking these warehouses, they hoped to disrupt commerce and strike at corporate America during the holiday rush. The plan included a second-wave pipe bomb attacks on ICE agents and vehicles, escalating violence against law enforcement. This multi-stage plot required careful coordination and showed a chilling level of organization. Every detail was designed to sow terror and chaos across Southern California. The successful intervention stopped not just one attack, but a series of interconnected assaults. The consequences, had they succeeded, would have been devastating for the entire region. 4 individuals were arrested in California as the core members of the cell. Audrey Eileen Carroll, 30, was the alleged mastermind, providing both leadership and bomb-making expertise. Zachary Aaron Page, 32, acted as co-leader, securing materials and recruiting others. Their partnership drove the group from radical ideas to concrete action. Dante Gaffield, 24, and Tina Lai, 41, were also arrested, both active participants in the bomb testing phase. All 4 were apprehended together in the Mojave Desert, preparing for the attack. They face serious federal charges, with more possible as the investigation continues. A 5th suspect was arrested in New Orleans, linked to a related attack and considered a threat to agents. This arrest shows the group's ideology had spread beyond California, inspiring others nationwide. The network's reach highlights the danger of extremist cells operating across the country. The investigation, codenamed Operation Verdant Force, was a model of multi-agency cooperation, led by the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. Agencies from federal, state, and local levels combined resources and intelligence to track the threat. The breakthrough came from a mix of traditional police work and modern surveillance. Investigators monitored the suspects, gathering intelligence on their structure and intentions. Aerial surveillance captured the group assembling and testing bomb materials in the Mojave Desert. This evidence confirmed the plot had moved from planning to active preparation. The FBI acted quickly, knowing the suspects were close to completing a bomb. With New Year's Eve approaching, time was running out. The intelligence gathered revealed the full scope of the plot, including targets and methods. Coordinated efforts unraveled the conspiracy and led directly to the suspects as they prepared for their deadly mission. The Mojave Desert near 29 Palms became the Order of the Black Lotus's secret workshop. The suspects believed the remote location would keep them hidden as they built their deadly devices. On December 12, they gathered all the components needed for their arsenal, turning the desert into a proving ground. Law enforcement surveillance documented them handling precursor chemicals and PVC pipes for pipe bombs. The presence of these materials confirmed they were actively building weapons for the planned attacks. Investigators also found glass bottles, indicating Molotov cocktails were being prepared for a second phase targeting ICE vehicles. The combination of IEDs and incendiaries showed a practical, chilling approach to mass violence. The FBI intervened before the group could complete their work, moving in while devices were still being assembled. This timing prevented a fully functional bomb from being created or hidden for future use. The raid effectively shut down the group's bomb-making operation. Law enforcement's swift action ensured no live explosives could threaten the public. The decision to move in was made with urgency once surveillance confirmed active bomb assembly. A Los Angeles-based SWAT team and the FBI's hostage rescue team executed the arrest operation. These elite units approached the suspect's desert site, using surprise to their advantage. The goal: neutralize the threat and arrest the suspects without detonating any explosives. The operation was swift and precise, with no shots fired and no resistance from the suspects. The suspects were taken into custody safely, and the site was processed for evidence. Bomb technicians collected all materials, now central to the federal case. The takedown was the culmination of weeks of intense investigation, stopping a credible and imminent threat. After the arrests, top officials held a press conference to inform the public and send a message to other extremist groups. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi emphasized the gravity of the threat and praised the joint investigation for preventing a massive tragedy. She made it clear the government will not tolerate violent extremism and will pursue terror groups relentlessly. Her statement aimed to deter others inspired by such ideologies, promising full prosecution. FBI Director Kash Patel confirmed the imminent nature of the threat and praised the agent's tireless work. He highlighted the bravery and dedication of those who stopped the attack before it could happen. The FBI's top priority remains protecting Americans from all forms of terrorism. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli warned about the dangers of radicalized Antifa-like groups and the reality of the plot. His comments reminded the public that extremist ideologies from any spectrum can lead to violence. The unified message: a terrible tragedy was avoided, and justice will be served. The prevention of the New Year's Eve bombing plot highlights the power of collaboration in law enforcement. Operation Verdant Force was a shared success, with agencies working as a unified force. In today's world of complex conspiracies, teamwork is essential for public safety. The case also shows the evolving threat from domestic extremist groups, often decentralized and operating in small cells. Countering this requires both online monitoring and traditional police work. This is a story of prevention, stopping tragedy before it happens and saving lives. The operation ensures communities can celebrate without fear, thanks to unseen law enforcement efforts. Vigilance and unity remain crucial. Citizens must report suspicious activity, and agencies must work seamlessly together. The foiling of Operation Midnight Sun is a victory for collaboration and resilience. When we work together, we are stronger against those who seek to divide and harm us.